Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
It was a bright and sunny day across the state line today, and that helped to warm our temperatures up quite a bit for the afternoon. Many spots making their way into the mid and upper 40s. We did not quite get to the 50-degree mark like we did just a couple days ago, but we were still much warmer than we were around this time yesterday. Temperatures, though, falling back a couple spots into the 30s already. 38 degrees in Rockford and Freeport as well as Monroe. 34 already in DeKalb. Those clear skies allowing for those temperatures to fall back a little bit quicker here into the evening tonight. We will continue to see mainly clear skies for the overnight, other than some potentially developing low-level cloud cover and some fog like we had last night as well. That will not last as we get into the early part of the day tomorrow, as temperatures will warm once again for the afternoon. I'll let you know just how long this stretch of 40-degree days is going to last coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
A local brewery is receiving national recognition. We take a look at what sets it apart from the others. More breweries from around the region come together to show off their options. What's new at this year's 815 Ale Fest? And Rockford's Midtown Market gets into the Valentine's Day spirit, how the monthly events are benefiting the community.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. A local brew pub is up for a national award. Blake Dietz went to Pig Mines in McChesney Park to find out what sets the brewery apart. Blake, what'd you learn?
Yeah, Taylor, Pig Mines Brewing Company is one of 20 brew pubs in America nominated in USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards. Staff tell me the unique options that make them stand out for the competition. Pig Mines is filled on a Saturday afternoon with thirsty guests trying one of the brew pub's many unique beers. Executive Chef Trisha Coughlin says the food and brews aren't exactly what you'd find at a typical restaurant and brewery, but it could be why they find themselves nominated for a national award.
The most unique thing about Pig Mines here is that we're the first vegan brewery in the U.S. We have an endless selection of beer that's ever changing, and all of our menu is plant-based.
That menu has put Pig Mines in a select crowd of brew pubs nationwide vying for a Reader's Choice Award. Everything listed on it is vegan. Yes, that includes the beer.
Yep, everything that we serve here. A lot of people don't realize that most beer is not vegan. There are aspects in the beer like stabilizers and different natural flavorings that cause beer to not just naturally be vegan.
Coughlin says they're confident they can stand against any competition.
I think we could win maybe just because we're probably the most unique brewery out there, especially with the vegan aspect in there. We have two kitchens. We have a pizza kitchen with a full fire oven, and then we have a secondary kitchen that has burgers and nachos and different sandwiches. We're just all over the place, but in a great way.
More information on Pig Mines and where to vote can be found on our website, mystateline.com. Taylor?
Thanks, Blake. Over 24 breweries from the region are sharing their specialties. 815 Ale Fest was held at the Tabala Event Center in Cherry Valley this afternoon. New brews and special ciders from local breweries were all in one place for people to sample. 500 tickets were sold, making it another sellout year for the fest. The event has grown over the years. Today, there's also a band and burgers to enhance the taste testing experience.
We do have some ciders that, if people are interested in heavier beers, that maybe, gravitate towards a seltzer. One of the things that's really popular this year are sour beers. We've got some dill pickle beers, so some kind of not your traditional types of beers that people are trying. So a little bit of variety for everybody to kind of sample and see what maybe might be a new favorite.
This was the 5th 815 Ale Fest and its 3rd sellout. Some vacuum cleaners are being recalled for potentially starting fires. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says some 142,000 Bissel multi-reach hand and floor vacuums have battery packs that could overheat and start a fire. Bissel reports 17 incidents of smoking vacuum cleaners, including 6 fires and 2 minor burn injuries. If you have one of these vacuums, you are urged to stop using it right away and to contact Bissel for a free replacement. The recalled products were sold at various stores and online from August 2016 to December 2022. It's been almost a year since the Chicago Bears bought property in Arlington Heights in preparation for a possible move. But the site is reportedly no longer the team's main focus. According to Cranes, the Bears are more interested in building a new domed stadium just south of Soldier Field. Cranes says costs to develop the Arlington Park site have skyrocketed. Team officials also say meetings with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson are going better than they had with the former mayor, Lori Lightfoot. The alderman, whose ward includes Soldier Field, says the team's new president has revived the conversation.
I don't believe that we really have been engaging with the Bears. And so one of the pieces of the puzzle for me is, what are they willing to bring to the table? What do they want to see? And what I learned is that the Bears want to stay in Chicago, and they have the resources to be able to do that.
The mayor of Arlington Heights tells Cranes his conversations with the Bears are continuing and progress is being made, but Chicago city officials are saying the same thing. Neither side has elaborated on what that progress is. Love was in the air at this month's Rockford Midtown Market. The Valentine Festival is the second indoor winter market of the year. Shoppers spent the day at Katie's Cup preparing for the holiday. Vendors have a large variety of gifts from art to jewelry. Hello Beautiful Flowers was there to take pre-orders for Valentine's Day. Organizers say the monthly markets are all about community.
Every month I'm getting more vendors, which has been excellent. We've been trying to get a little bit more of a variety. But I also have my standard ones that have been here ever since November, which I really appreciate. And everybody's here till next month, and hopefully they'll be here for the summer as well.
The last winter indoor market will be held in March. South Carolina is kicking things off for the DNC. Coming up, voters are at the polls for the first Democratic primary.
High temperatures were nearly 20 degrees above average for this time of year. I'll let you know how long that stretch is going to continue beyond the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
The United Nations is warning a lack of money could force the UN agency that helps Palestinians in Gaza to shut down by the end of the month. Right now, funding for the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East is suspended. The United States and more than a dozen other countries are suspending their contributions. It comes after Israel alleged 12 of the agency's workers participated in Hamas's surprise attacks on Israel on October 7th. UN officials fired most of the workers and promised to launch an investigation. New York City officials will soon start handing out prepaid credit cards to migrant families being put up in Big Apple hotels. The $53 million pilot program will provide asylum seekers arriving at the Roosevelt Hotel with the city cash to help them buy food. City leaders say it'll start with a group of 500 migrant families in short-term hotel stays. Migrants must sign an affidavit swearing they will only spend the money on food and baby supplies or they'll be kicked out of the program. New York is housing more than 66,000 asylum seekers after 1,500 more arrived last week. The race for the White House zeroing in on South Carolina today. The Democratic primary now at the head of the pack, an honor that historically went to Iowa and New Hampshire. It was given to the Palmetto State after voters there helped President Biden win the Democratic nomination in 2020. Here's Mary Alice Parks on the campaign trail in Columbia.
After South Carolina helped Joe Biden to the Democratic nomination in 2020, it was elevated by the party to be the first state to award delegates this year in the 2024 primaries.
It's a privilege, and people should vote however they want to, but they should vote.
You can't change things if you don't vote, and that's the reason I come to vote.
On Friday, Vice President Kamala Harris making one last stop in the Palmetto State, taking aim at former President Trump.
Former President Trump has made clear time and time again, his fight is not for the people. He fights for himself.
As voters head to the polls in South Carolina, President Biden in Wilmington, Delaware, officially opening his re-election campaign headquarters.
We cannot lose this campaign for the good of the country. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's not about me. It goes well beyond me. It goes about the country. and I think everybody knows it.
Voters in South Carolina expressing concern over a number of issues.
The inflation, the cost of living, the availability of jobs, like those are some of the biggest things right now.
While others tell us they feel some of the promises made during the 2020 campaign have not been kept.
Everything from healthcare reform to police reform, big topic, student loan forgiveness. It's a lot of different topics that are kind of still on the table that are kind of still unresolved.
Biden has not faced a major primary opponent and is expected to easily beat those other two Democrats on the ballot here, Congressman Dean Phillips of Minnesota and self-help author Marianne Williamson. The big question instead, will his work here in this state energizing voters, especially reaching out to black voters who make up the majority of Democratic primary voters in South Carolina, be enough come November? Mary Alice Parks, ABC News.
That was Mary Alice Parks reporting. The sunshine was here and some spots even reached the upper 40s today. Jordan tells us how long this abnormally warm weather may last in his full forecast coming up next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
We had plenty of sunshine across the state line here today, and part of that was because high pressure not too far away, although we did get a little bit of cloud cover into the early hours of this morning in some locations. And if we look at our visible satellite, we can see not only was there some cloud cover off of Lake Michigan, but also some lingering just off across portions of northwestern Illinois. And we can see that where the areas that had a little bit cloudier conditions a little bit longer, their temperatures were significantly cooler as well, as many spots made their way into the mid and upper 40s, but off to the north and northwest, that's where the temperatures were a little bit cooler as they remained under that cloud cover a bit longer. We did actually make it up to 49 degrees at the Rockford Airport, which is not quite a record high, but at least getting pretty close to nearly 20 degrees above average for this time of year. A little bit cooler here now as we get into the later part of the day, still holding on to temperatures in the 30s across the northern portion of Illinois and into southern Wisconsin. Locally across the state line, many of our temperatures readings are in the 30s, 34 degrees right now in DeKalb, 37 in Rochelle, 38 in Rockford and in Freeport. We are seeing those dew points that are also remaining in the low 30s, very similar to where they were last night. Our weather watcher Terry out in Genoa reporting a temperature of 36 degrees along with a dew point of 32. Winds a bit lighter than where they were last night, but still out of the east around 5 miles per hour. With some of those lingering dew points very close to where those temperatures are going to end up falling into the night tonight, we could once again see some patchy fog develop in some areas, along with a very small chance for some low-level clouds to return to the area. But in the meantime, things are remaining calm and clear with our SkyTrack camera overlooking Beloit, Wisconsin. Up that direction, we are continuing to see those clear skies not only here locally, but also across a fairly wide portion of the area in the Great Lakes. And that's partly because of this developing Rex block. That's where we have high pressure to the Great Lakes and this low pressure going to slide underneath it to the south. And that's going to keep all of our rain chances well off to our south, leaving us underneath the mild and clear skies going forward. We can actually put that into motion here. Futurecast bringing all those rain chances off to the south. Once that slides out of the area, ridging develops across the entire region, bringing much warmer weather. But we do get an increase in cloud cover that does come as we get into the middle part of the week, followed by our next rain chances that may start as early as Thursday morning, possibly even lasting into the afternoon. In the short term, things are still remaining fairly quiet with the chance for some developing clouds and patchy fog into the night tonight. Temperatures falling back down to around 30 degrees for the overnight and back up into the upper 40s once again as we get into the day tomorrow. Looking ahead to our long-term pattern, once that ridge, as I mentioned earlier, pulls out of the area, we continue to see a pattern change aloft, and not only here locally, but also well off to our north and our northwest as well. Off the Pacific Northwest coast, a big ridge is going to develop in that area, and that is going to lead to northwesterly flow here locally, and that's going to bring not only the chances for some colder temperatures toward the back half of the month of February, but also some chances for a more active pattern as well, including, but not limited to, the chances for additional snow showers as well. Now, this is a general pattern speaking, but it does look like that we could once again return to a little bit of a cooler pattern once we get toward the middle, toward ending portions of the month. In the meantime, though, enjoy the warmth while we have it. 47 degrees and plenty of sunshine tomorrow, 45 degrees on Monday. Overnight low temperatures still in the 30s and even a couple days in the 50s toward the middle and end of next week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan's in next with sports. The road to Champaign began for our local wrestlers today. Plus, basketball highlights from a good local girls matchup. Reagan will have those after the break.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
High school wrestlers began the road to state today. They hit the mats for some regional action. Scott Leber was in Rochelle at the Class 2A regional.
The East Arabs came out strong in this one. 132-pounder Donald Cannon captured the first of 4 individual championships for them. At 144 pounds, sophomore Dana Wixon dug in against Rochelle sophomore Brendan Voigt for a pin. Wixon was the Nick 10 champion last week. At 157 pounds, the Arabs saw another one of the wrestlers come out number 1. Sophomore Ty Smart, he pinned Freeport's Maddox Olson. East 4th champion was 285-pound senior Lee Smith. He ran his record to 34-4 by pinning Harvard's Riley Betts. The host Hubs also crowned 4 champions. One was 165-pound junior Grant Gensler. He defeated East Malachi Cannon in the finals by a 5-0 decision. 215-pounder Caden Morris earned a championship for the Hubs. He won a 10-2 major decision over Sycamore's Gable Carrick. Rochelle's other 2 champions were 106-pounder Freddie Hernandez and 126-pounder Xavier Villalobos. The Hubs won the team championship to advance to the dual team sectionals. East finished second in the team standings.
A wrestling regional at Stillman Valley, Byron took first, so the Tigers advanced to the dual team sectionals next weekend as well. Lita Winslow finished in second place. And in Class 3A at Huntley, the Hononegah Indians dominated and won the team championship, so they will also advance as a team to sectionals. The other closest local team was Belvedere North in 4th place. Now, we had 2 competitive cheer teams competing at state this weekend. North Boone didn't make it past the preliminary round yesterday, but Belvedere North finished in 3rd place today in the co-ed division. Congrats to both of those teams on a great season. Now let's dive into some swimming highlights. The Nick 10 boys conference meet took place at Jefferson this afternoon. We'll pick things up with the 200 freestyle. Auburn junior James Murray won the event. He also took first individually in the 500 freestyle. Harlem's Bowden Shields had himself a day. He touched first in the 200 individual medley as well as the 100 freestyle. And there was a packed house to watch another dominant performance from the Hononegah Indians. Senior Owen West raced down the lane in the 50 freestyle with a time of 22.72 seconds to take first. He also won the 100 backstroke. Hano had another first place finish from junior Cale Miles in the 100 butterfly. And once again, behind the efforts of West and Miles, Hononegah won their 14th straight conference championship. Boylan finished in 2nd and Harlem in 3rd. Now in some local hoops, we had a great non-conference girls matchup at Byron with the Tigers hosting Orangeville. Lainey Cahoon got hot in the 2nd quarter. She drills the 3-point basket. Malia Morton forces a Broncos turnover and gets it down court to Macy Grow-Herring, who finishes with an easy layup. The Broncos in transition again find Cahoon, and she drives through the paint and goes off the glass. She had 18 today. Now for Byron, here's Carson Bielskis looking to get to the rim, but she's stuffed up short by the 6'4" Whitney Sullivan. Orangeville moving the ball on the other end, gets it to Sullivan inside. She gets the bucket and the foul. Sullivan had a double-double today, 22 points and 17 rebounds. The Broncos held Byron to just 6 points in the 4th quarter for a big win, 54-32 the final, and Orangeville is now 28-1. The Ice Hogs will try and snap a 5-game skid tonight as they play host to the Moose, and Rockford could really use a win before they head into the AHL All-Star break this week. Tonight's meeting is the 8th and final between the 2 squads this season. Manitoba holds the edge by a single game. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. That's sports. We'll be right back.
That's our show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.